Alright, language explorers. So, Hamlet. Act 1, Scene 1. Elsinore, a platform before the castle. Enter Francisco and Bernardo, two Sentinels. Who's there? Nay, answer me, stand and unfold yourself. Long live the king. Bernardo, he. You come most carefully upon your hour. 'Tis now struck 12. Go thee to bed, Francisco. For this relief much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart. Have you had quiet guard? Not a mouse stirring. Well, good night. If you had met Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste. Enter Horatio and Marcellus. I think I heard them stand. Ho! Who is there? Friends to this ground, and leaguemen to the Dane. Give you good night. Oh, farewell, honest soldier. Who hath relieved you? Bernardo has my place. Give you good night. Holla, Bernardo. Say, what is Horatio there? A piece of him. Welcome, Horatio, welcome, good Marcellus. What? Has this thing appeared again tonight? I have seen nothing. Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and we will not let believe take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore I have ended him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may prove our eyes and speak of it. Tush, tush, 'twill not appear. Sit down a while, and let us again assail your ears, that are so fortified against our story, that we 2 nights have seen. Well, sit down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this. Last night of all, when yon same stars that's westward from the pole had made his course to illuminate that part of heaven where now it burns Marcel and myself, the bell then beating one. Peace, break off thee, look where it comes from. Enter ghost. In the same figure, like the king that's dead. Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio. Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio. Most like it harrows me with fear and wonder. It would be spoke. Question it, Horatio. What art thou's usurped this time of night, together with fair and warlike form, in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I strike thee, speak. It is offended. See, it stalks away. Stay, speak, speak, I charge thee, speak. Exit ghost. 'Tis gone, and will not answer. How now, Horatio, you tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on't? Before my God, I might not believe, without this sensible and true avouch of my own eyes. Is not like the king, as thou art myself, which such was the very armour he had on, when he the ambition Norway compacted. For throne he once, when in angry parley he smote the slitted pollux of the ice. 'Tis strange. Thus twice before, and jump at this hour dead, with martial stalk have he gone by our watch. In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bode seems strange eruption to our state. Good now, sit down and tell me, he that knows why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land, and why such daily cast of brazen cannon, and foreign mart of for implements of war? Why such impress of shipwrights, whose sore task does not divide the Sunday from the week? What might be towards that this sweaty haste? Doth thou make this night joint labour with the day? Who is that can inform me? Horatio, that I, at least the whispers, goes on. Our last king, whose image even now appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, there to picket on by a most emulate pride, dare to do combat, in which our valiant Hamlet, for so this side our known world esteemed him, did slay his Fortinbras, who had sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all those his lands, which he stood seized of to the conqueror. Again the which, a mighty competent, has gauged by our king, which he turned to the inheritance of Fortinbras. Had he been vanquished, is this the same covenant and the carriage of the articles designed? His fell to Hamlet. Now, sir, young Fortinbras, of unimproved metal, hot at full, hath in the skirts of Norway here and there sharked up the list of lawless results, for food and diet to some enterprise that hath a stomach in it, which is no other, as it doth well appear unto our state, but to recover us by strong hand and terms compulsatory those foresaid lands. So by his father lost, and this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of our watch, and the chief head of the post-state, and the rummage in the land. I think it be not other, but e'en so. Well, may it sort of this pretentious figure comes armed through our watch, so like the king that was and is the question of these wars. A mote is to trouble the mind's eye. In the most high and palmly state of Rome, a little ere the mightiest Julius fell, the grave stood tenterless, and the sheeted dead did squeak and gibber in the Roman streets. A star with trains of fires and dews of blood, disaster in the sun and the moist star, upon whose influence Neptune's empire stands, was sick almost to doomsday with eclipse. And even the little precursor fire of fierce events, as harbingers preceding still the fates, and prolonged to omen come on, have heaven and earth together demonstrated upon our climatures and countrymen. Re-enter Ghost. But soft, lo, behold, lo, where it comes again, I'll cross it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, then may to be done to ease and grace to me. Speak to me. If thou art privy to the country's fate, which happily foreknowingly may avoid, oh, speak. Or if thou hast uphoarded in thy life exalted treasure in the womb of the earth, for which they say you spirits often walk to death, speak of it. Stay and speak. The cock crows. Stop it, Marseilles. Shall I strike it with my partisan? Do, if it will not stand. 'Tis here, 'tis here. Exit Ghost. 'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical, to offer it the show of violence, for it is as the air invulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery. It was about to speak when the cock crew, and when it started, like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons, I have heard the cock, that is the triumph of the moon, of the morn, doth with its lofty and shrill-sounding throat awake the god of the day, and this is warning, whether in sea or in fire, in earth or air, that extravagant and erring spirit lies to his confine, and the truth herein, his present object, be probation. It faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say that ever ganst the seasons come, wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated. The bird of dawning singeth all night long, and then they say no spirit dare stir abroad. The nights are wholesome, and the planets strike. No fairy takes, no witch hath power to charm. So hallowed and so gracious is this time. So I have heard, and do in part believe it. But look, the morn is russet, mantle clad. Walk, O ere the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break ye our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight upon young Hamlet. For upon my life this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it? As needless in our love, fitting so of our duty. Let's do, I pray, and in this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently.